Welcome back to my channel. Today's we explore the value of a specific coin, the top 6 most valuable Abraham Lincoln wheat penny coin value in today's market in dollar. So let's get started. First up, the Abraham Lincoln wheat penny from the year 1954 without mint mark in good condition. This coin may look common at first glance, but its history, condition, and collector demand make it far more valuable than many people expect. If you have old pennies stored in a jar or box, this video could help you understand whether one of them is worth real money in today's market. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 and continued until 1958. The year 1954 falls near the end of this classic series, which already makes it attractive to collectors. Coins from later wheat penny years are often overlooked, yet many collectors actively search for clean, original examples, especially those struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, and in 1954 this mint struck a very large number of pennies. However, high survival numbers do not always mean high-quality examples are easy to find. The design of the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains the classic look created by Victor David Brenner. The front shows Abraham Lincoln facing right with strong facial detail when well preserved. You should see clear separation in the hairlines, the ear, the jaw, and the bow tie area. In good condition, the lettering of Liberty and the date remains readable with moderate wear but no heavy damage. On the reverse side, 2 wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. In a good condition coin, the wheat lines are still visible though flattened from circulation, and the rim remains mostly intact. What truly matters for value is condition. A good condition coin means it has seen circulation but still holds a pleasing appearance. There should be no major holes, deep scratches, or bending. Natural brown color is preferred by collectors. A coin that has been harshly cleaned or chemically altered will usually lose value, even if it looks shiny. Original surfaces with even wear are always more desirable. Now, let us talk about today's market value. In current collector markets, a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny without mint mark in good condition generally sells for between 50 cents and $2, depending on eye appeal and surface quality. Coins with smooth wear, strong rims, and natural color can reach the upper end of this range. In some cases, rolls or groups of similar condition coins sell well because collectors enjoy building date sets. If the coin shows better than average detail and borders between good and very fine condition, values can increase further. Sometimes such coins sell for $3 or more, especially when demand is high. Although this penny will not make you rich, it is still a solid collectible with steady value and strong interest among beginner and intermediate collectors. One important thing to understand is that 1954 pennies are made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This copper content alone gives the coin a base metal value and adds to its appeal. During times of rising copper prices, many people begin checking old pennies, which increases public interest and collector activity. This helps keep demand alive for classic wheat cents. Collectors value this coin not just for money, but for history. This penny was minted during a time of economic growth after the Second World War. It passed through countless hands buying bread, newspapers, and everyday goods. Holding one connects you directly to mid-20th century American life. That emotional connection plays a big role in why wheat pennies remain so popular. If you believe you own a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny without mint mark, examine it carefully under good light. Look for even wear, full date, readable lettering, and original color. Store it in a dry place, preferably in a coin flip or holder. Avoid cleaning it, as cleaning almost always lowers collector value. If you want to sell it, consider local coin shops, online marketplaces, or coin shows where collectors actively search for wheat pennies. In conclusion, the Lincoln Wheat Penny from 1954 without mint mark in good condition is a modest but respectable collectible. Its value today typically ranges from under $1 to a few dollars depending on condition and appeal. While it may not be rare, it remains a meaningful piece of American numismatic history and a favorite among collectors. If you enjoy coin collecting or are just starting, this penny is a perfect example of how everyday coins can still hold value decades later. Keep checking your change because you never know what history you might find in your pocket. Next up, the 1947 D Abraham Lincoln wheat penny in extra fine condition, and explain its history, design, mintage numbers, what collectors look for when grading one as extra fine, how much these coins sell for in today's market in US dollars, how to authenticate and preserve your example, and why this modest cent still matters to collectors. The 1947 D Lincoln wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint in a post-war United States where coin production had returned to normal copper planchets after wartime changes. The designer was Victor David Brenner, whose portrait of Lincoln was introduced in 1909 and remained on the 1 cent through the wheat reverse years from 1909 to 1958. The Denver Mint produced 194,750,000 examples in 1947, making this an abundant date in typical circulated grades, but still meaningful when found in high grades because survivors with original surfaces and attractive eye appeal are relatively uncommon compared with lower grades. When we say extra fine or XF on a Lincoln wheat cent, we are describing a coin that shows light wear across the highest points but retains major details sharply. The cheek and jawline on Lincoln will show slight flattening, but hairlines and facial details remain distinct. The wheat stalks on the reverse will show most detail with only light wear at the tips. Typical numeric equivalents place extra fine around XF40 to XF45 on the 70-point Sheldon scale. Practically, this means the coin is pleasing to the eye, has minimal contact marks, and strong devices and legends. If it still shows original mint luster in protected areas, it may be especially desirable to collectors and dealers alike. Market value in US dollars depends on a few straightforward factors: coin grade, eye appeal, color, full red, red-brown, or brown, any post-mint damage, and whether the piece has been improperly cleaned or altered. For an extra fine 1947 D Lincoln wheat penny, typical retail and online price guides and recent marketplace sales generally put values in the low single digits to low tens of dollars for ordinary examples. Sources that track completed sales and price guides show that common circulated to XF examples often trade around roughly $1 to a few dollars in everyday market conditions, while nicer XF pieces with attractive surfaces and strong strike can sometimes command somewhat higher prices on online marketplaces or in person at shows. It is important to separate everyday market expectations from extreme outliers. Historic auction records demonstrate how extraordinary examples can bring far more than guidebook values. An example is the auction record for a 1947 D in an exceptional mint state grade, which sold for thousands of dollars at auction. This record sale illustrates that while ordinary XF examples are inexpensive, truly exceptional survivors with top-end grading and original surfaces attract serious collector interest and strong bids at major auctions. If you are assessing a 1947 D for sale or purchase, here are practical grading and authentication tips. Look at the high points of Lincoln's portrait for even light wear without flattened detail. Note the strike on the wheat stalks and the clarity of the motto and date. Examine the surfaces for hairlines, scratches, or evidence of cleaning, which will reduce value strongly. Check color and toning. Original red or red-brown surfaces are usually more valuable than fully brown coins. Consider certification for coins that appear above XF, and especially for coins you plan to sell at auction or to an online audience. Professional grading by PCGS or NGC gives buyers confidence and can substantially increase the selling price when the coin grades high, because certification removes much of the subjectivity from the transaction. How to store and preserve your extra fine 1947 D. Keep the coin in a clean, inert holder, such as a Mylar flip, acid-free cardboard 2x2, or a certified coin slab if already graded. Avoid PVC holders, which can damage surfaces. Avoid cleaning or polishing the coin because cleaning will seriously reduce its value. Store coins in a stable, dry environment away from extreme temperature or humidity changes, and when handling, use soft gloves or handle by the edges to avoid oils from the skin. What buyers and collectors look for. Beyond grade, eye appeal and originality matter a lot. A coin with even, attractive toning, full and undisturbed surfaces, and strong strike will outperform one that is merely a higher technical grade but has cleaning or abrasions. Many collectors place a premium on an XF coin with pleasing red highlights or strong visual contrast between fields and devices. Conversely, a well-worn but original brown example might be perfectly acceptable for a modest collection, but will sell for much less. Where to sell or buy a 1947D in XF? If you want to sell locally, consider coin shops or local coin clubs, where experienced dealers can give an immediate offer for single pieces. For higher return and wider exposure, use online auction platforms where collectors bid, but prepare for fees and shipping risks. If the coin looks like it may grade well, consider third-party grading first, as certification often makes it easier to reach collectors prepared to pay premiums. Also, watch completed auction results and price guide updates to set realistic reserve prices and expectations. A realistic price summary based on multiple reputable price guides and recent marketplace activity. Ordinary extra-fine 1947D wheat pennies commonly trade in the low single-digit dollar range to low tens of dollars in everyday markets. Exceptional XF coins with unusually attractive surfaces and original red or red-brown toning can bring higher prices from collectors in private sale or online auction. Certified mint state examples trade at higher multiples, and the all-time auction record for a 1947D mint state piece demonstrates that top-end material commands substantial sums in rare cases. Always check recent completed sales to confirm current market conditions before buying or selling. A few final practical notes. Authenticate the coin visually and with magnification. Look for consistent minting characteristics from the Denver issues. Compare with reference images if you suspect a rare error or unusual color. Have the piece evaluated by a knowledgeable dealer or third-party grader. Avoid optimistic pricing based solely on online listings, because some listings reflect hopeful asking prices rather than completed sales. Adjust expectations to reflect eye appeal and certification status. And if you are selling, photograph the coin under even lighting and include clear close-up images of obverse, reverse, and the date area. Next up, the 1918 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny from the Philadelphia Mint is a coin both common in everyday finds and interesting to collectors because of its place in the long-running Lincoln Cent series, its high mintage, and the range of conditions you can find it in, from heavily circulated to attractive uncirculated examples. Start with a brief historical setting to give context for the 1918 cent, the year the United States was concluding its involvement in World War I and the economy was adjusting to peacetime production. The Lincoln cent design by Victor David Brenner was well established, and the 1918 Philadelphia strike carried on with large production numbers, which is why the typical circulated 1918 no mint mark penny is commonly encountered today. Discuss the basics every viewer should know about the coin, including composition, size, and mintage, so they can identify and compare examples at a glance. The 1918 Philadelphia Lincoln cent is copper-based, about 3.11 grams in weight and 19 millimeters in diameter. And the mintage that year for the Philadelphia issue was large, which makes the coin relatively plentiful in circulated grades. Explain how condition drives value for wheat pennies and why the word circulated matters. A circulated coin shows wear from handling, smoothing of high points like Lincoln's cheekbone and jawline, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. These wear patterns are what separate a low-grade common example from a scarce collectible grade, and pricing for coins is quoted by grade, such as good, fine, very fine, extremely fine, and uncirculated. Move to realistic market expectations for someone holding a circulated 1918 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. In typical circulated grades, you should expect modest values. Most market guides and dealer price lists place circulated Philadelphia 1918 cents in a low dollar range. Common guides give approximate values from under $1 up to a few dollars, depending on the degree of wear. This is why finding a heavily worn 1918 in pocket change rarely yields a windfall, but it still has value to collectors building date sets. Compare the Philadelphia issue to the Denver and especially the 1918 San Francisco examples to highlight why the no mint mark piece is the ordinary variety. The 1918 Denver and especially the 1918 San Francisco examples tend to carry slightly higher premiums in many circulated grades. Collectors usually watch mint marks because a single letter can change demand and price. However, a plain 1918 from Philadelphia remains the widely held baseline for comparison. Cover factors that can unexpectedly raise value even for a circulated coin. Look for strong strikes, readable details even with wear, attractive natural toning, and any signs of die varieties or errors. Sometimes circulation does not erase every collectible attribute, and a well-struck 1918 with eye appeal or a documented die variety can bring interest from specialists and higher prices at auction. Give practical advice for evaluating and selling a circulated 1918 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. First, compare it to high-resolution photos from trusted graders, such as PCGS and NGC, to estimate grade. Second, check recent completed sales on auction platforms and dealer price guides to see what similar coins are actually selling for. Third, if you suspect an error or unusually high grade, consider submitting the coin to a reputable third-party grading service for authentication and grading before pursuing high-end sale channels. Explain typical price ranges viewers will encounter when researching or listing their circulated 1918 Philadelphia wheat penny. Mainstream price guides and market summaries commonly show circulated examples trading for amounts roughly between 50 cents and $5 in most ordinary grades. Examples closer to very fine may trade for a few dollars, while well-preserved mint state survivors command much higher premiums. Always verify current realized prices because the market moves and listings do not equal completed sale prices. Advise viewers on where to sell or consign their coin if they want market value rather than convenience. Local coin dealers are convenient and useful for quick sales. Online auction platforms attract collectors who may pay a premium when a coin is presented with clear photos and honest grading. And established auction houses or specialist dealers work best for coins that show exceptional grade or unusual attributes. In every case, document your coin clearly and compare multiple offers before accepting sale terms. Outline simple steps for preserving the value of a circulated 1918 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. Avoid cleaning or using chemical dips that strip original surfaces. Handle by the edges or use cotton gloves to prevent oils from your fingers transferring to the metal. Store the coin in inert clips, archival paper envelopes, or plastic holders designed for coins. And photograph the coin under good lighting for listings or when requesting grading advice from experts. Finish by restating that while the 1918 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is not among the highest value Lincoln cents, it remains a meaningful and collectible piece for date collectors and beginners building a set. Circulated examples typically sell in the low dollar range, but certain survivors with strong detail, attractive appearance, or error characteristics can command higher prices at auction. Always cross-check multiple price guides and recent sales for the best sense of what your specific coin might bring on the market. Closing call to action for the viewer to examine their coins carefully, compare them to trusted references, and consult a reputable dealer or grading service if they find an example that looks unusually well preserved or shows potential errors. This approach turns a common pocket find into a well-informed sale or a valued piece for a personal collection. Next up, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark is one of the notable coins for collectors due to its historical significance and collectible value. The Lincoln wheat penny series began in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln and continued until 1958. The 1952 issue represents a post-World War II era when coinage was returning to stability and coins were produced in large numbers, yet certain conditions make some coins rare and highly desirable. This particular 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny features the distinctive D mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Denver. The Denver Mint was known for producing large quantities of pennies during this period, but surviving specimens with exceptional characteristics can still be scarce. Coins in black color shade condition are typically the result of oxidation or chemical reactions over time, giving them a darker patina compared to typical circulated or brown coins. While some collectors prefer the classic red or brown tones, black shaded pennies are still sought after for their unique appearance and the story they tell about the coin's journey through time. The design of the 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny follows the classic wheat cent format. The obverse features a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which was designed by Victor David Brenner and has remained an iconic image in American coinage. The inscriptions include Liberty and the date, along with the mint mark. On the reverse, the coin displays two stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E pluribus unum above. This design is appreciated not only for its aesthetic appeal, but also for its symbolic representation of American heritage and agriculture. Collectors often examine 1952 D Lincoln wheat pennies for key factors that influence value. Condition is the most significant, with uncirculated coins commanding higher prices. Coins with noticeable wear, scratches, or discoloration are less valuable, but certain unique colorations, such as the black shade seen in some specimens, can create a niche collector interest. The coin's luster, strike quality, and absence of significant damage also play a role in its valuation. In today's market, a 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny in average circulated condition is relatively common, and prices usually range from a few cents to a few dollars. However, coins in very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated condition see a marked increase in value. A 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny with a black color shade condition, depending on the evenness of the color and overall eye appeal, could be valued between $5 and $15 for collectors who specialize in color variations and unique toning. High-grade examples, certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, can fetch higher prices, sometimes significantly more if the coin exhibits exceptional strike, originality, and aesthetic quality. The 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a piece of currency. It is a piece of history that connects modern collectors to the post-war era of American coinage. Collectors appreciate the coin for its design, historical context, and the subtle differences that make each coin unique. Even in black color shade condition, this penny remains a fascinating addition to a Lincoln cent collection and offers insight into the way coins age and interact with their environment over decades. Owning a 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny provides both historical value and collector interest. Whether part of a broader Lincoln cent collection or valued individually for its color variation and preservation, this coin remains a symbol of mid-20th century American coinage. Collectors and enthusiasts continue to seek out these coins for their educational and aesthetic value, ensuring that even coins with unique black shades maintain a place in the market and in personal collections. The market for Lincoln wheat pennies continues to be active, with buyers paying close attention to rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. Coins with unusual toning or color, like the black shade seen on some 1952 D specimens, often attract a niche group of collectors interested in natural patina and eye appeal. Pricing can vary depending on demand, and coins with professional grading receive a premium. For this reason, 1952 D Lincoln wheat pennies remain relevant in today's coin collecting community, offering both historical significance and tangible value in the collector marketplace. In summary, the 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny with a black color shade condition is a collectible coin that combines historical context, design significance, and unique appearance. Its value in today's market depends on color, condition, and collector demand, with typical black shaded specimens selling for between $5 and $15, while higher grade or certified examples can command even more. This coin serves as a reminder of the enduring appeal of Lincoln wheat pennies and the fascination collectors have with subtle variations that tell the story of the coin's life over decades. Next up, the 1919 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the coins that captures the interest of collectors because of its age and historical significance. The Lincoln wheat penny series was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, which has become one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage. The reverse of the coin features two stalks of wheat along the edges, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. a design that continued until 1958. The 1919 Lincoln Wheat penny was produced primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why there is no mint mark on the coin. That year, the mintage was relatively high, but finding coins in good condition has become increasingly rare due to the coin's age. The absence of a mint mark adds to the historical appeal because Philadelphia minted coins from this era are considered classic examples of early 20th century American coinage. Collectors are particularly interested in 1919 pennies due to the transition period they represent in U.S. history. The year 1919 followed the end of World War I, and the nation was undergoing economic and social changes that affected all aspects of daily life, including coin circulation. Because pennies were used extensively in commerce, most 1919 coins that survive today show significant wear, discoloration, and surface imperfections. A coin in dirty and blurred condition, with its details worn and outlines of Lincoln's portrait softened, reflects the history of everyday use and gives collectors a tangible link to the past. In today's market, the value of a 1919 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark varies depending on its condition. Coins in pristine condition or with minimal wear can sell for several $100s or more. However, a coin in dirty and blurred condition, where the design details are difficult to discern, will have a lower market value. Such coins are still sought after by collectors who are interested in completing a date series or who value the coin's historical context. On average, a 1919 penny without a mint mark in poor condition typically sells in the range of $5 to $25, depending on the severity of the wear and any unique characteristics the coin might have. It is important for collectors to handle these coins carefully because cleaning or attempting to restore them can reduce their value. Even coins in dirty or blurred condition are part of history and retain collectible value because they are over a century old. Many collectors prefer coins that show natural wear, as they reflect authentic circulation and provide a story of the coin's journey through time. The 1919 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty and blurred condition also offers an educational opportunity. Examining such coins allows collectors to study the design elements of early 20th century coinage, including the details of Lincoln's portrait, the wheat ears, and the lettering style. Despite the wear and blurred features, these coins still exhibit aspects of Victor David Brenner's original artistic vision, and even the faint outlines can provide insight into the craftsmanship of the period. Coins in dirty and blurred condition are often used in teaching about grading, wear patterns, and historical coin circulation. Collectors can compare these coins with higher grade examples to understand how circulation affects detail and texture. While the coin may not command a high premium, it is valuable as part of a complete date collection or as a representation of post-World War I American currency. In conclusion, the 1919 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty and blurred condition is a collectible piece that connects modern collectors to the early 20th century. Its value in today's market ranges from $5 to $25, depending on wear and any unique characteristics the coin might have. Although not as valuable as coins in better condition, it holds historical significance, offers educational insights, and remains a sought-after item for collectors completing their series. Even with its imperfections, this coin is a tangible link to history and a reminder of everyday life and currency of 1919 America. Next up, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny with the S mint mark is one of the most intriguing coins for collectors because of its historical significance and rarity in certain conditions. Produced at the San Francisco Mint, this coin was part of the long-running Lincoln Wheat penny series that began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1944 S penny is particularly notable because it was minted during the final year of World War II, when coin production and metal allocation were influenced by the war effort. While most pennies were made from copper, by 1944 the standard composition had returned to 95% copper and 5% zinc after the wartime steel pennies of 1943. This specific coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse displays Lincoln's right-facing bust with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1944, followed by the small S mint mark beneath the date, indicating it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. The reverse side features the classic wheat ears on each side of the denomination 1 cent and the inscription United States of America, symbolizing prosperity and growth. This design remained unchanged from 1909 until 1958, making it iconic and instantly recognizable to collectors. Coins from this year and mint are often found in circulated condition, and the coin in question is described as having a dirty and black color shade. This coloration is due to oxidation and natural toning from exposure to air, moisture, and handling over the decades. Although the coin shows heavy circulation and discoloration, it still holds value due to its age, mint mark, and demand among collectors seeking to complete a set of Lincoln wheat pennies or specifically focusing on S mint mark examples. The mintage of the 1944 S Lincoln wheat penny was relatively high, with millions produced, but the majority have since become worn or altered through circulation. Coins in well-preserved condition are always more desirable, but even heavily circulated examples maintain collectible interest, especially those with unique toning or patina. In today's market, a 1944 S Lincoln wheat penny with a dirty and black color shade in average circulated condition typically sells for around $15 to $25. Coins that are in better condition, with less dirt and more original luster, can reach higher prices, sometimes exceeding $100 if graded and certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Collectors often look for these coins to fill gaps in their Lincoln wheat penny sets, to hold as investment pieces, or to study the subtle differences in strikes and wear patterns that each mint produces. The S mint mark makes this coin more appealing than the more common Philadelphia minted pennies without a mint mark. Even in blackened or dirty condition, the historical significance, the Lincoln design, and the S mint origin give it a notable place in the numismatic world. For those considering buying or selling a 1944 S Lincoln wheat penny, it is important to inspect the coin carefully, even in dirty or blackened states. Cleaning the coin is generally discouraged as it can reduce its value. Instead, collectors often appreciate the natural toning and evidence of circulation, which tells a story of the coin's journey over nearly 80 years. Market demand for these coins remains steady because Lincoln wheat pennies are among the most popular and historically significant coins in the United States, and the S mint mark examples from 1944 continue to attract attention from both new collectors and seasoned numismatists alike. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you next time. Happy collecting!